Yep. Gaggut greetings. What's poppin'? This is Rod. It's your brother. Yep. It's my brother Cole. What's going on? So we're about to have a build. We just want to lay down the foundation. Want to do some foundation work. You know what I'm saying? I want to see when my brother ready to come in. We're going to bring him in and then we're going to go in. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love, goddess. Nowhere to go but up. It's nowhere to go. Yeah. Nowhere to go but up. It's nowhere to go. Yeah. Nowhere to go but up. It's nowhere to go. Yeah. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Been to the bottom. Nowhere to go. It hurt when it's time to grow. Like new shoes, I got new bruises. It's no time for who's. This is win-wins. It's lose-loses and level up. New level, new devil, huh? I'm going deep. What? Get you a shovel, astrology, biology, like cosmic psychology, Christianity, Pope Gregory, Constantine, and the Tommies. Time to reset it, credit and debit. All of my epigenetics, I made it through hell and I'm going to heaven. And glad that I never made music at 11 and mad that I paid all that dues to the Reverend. Level up. Nowhere to go, but up. Nowhere to go. Yeah. Nowhere to go, but up. There's nowhere to go. Yo. Listen, I just want to let off some steam. I want to blow off some steam because when I talk to you, I want to make sure I'm articulating myself responsibly. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I'm hitting the points that I want to hit. And what's so important is that right now, we are the ones. We are the leaders of the new school. Right now. What's in the past is in the past. We are the future. This is the Zep-Tepi. You know what I'm saying? You know the scarab beetle. This is the new beginning. This is the new. We are it. People are waiting, looking in the sky, waiting for some deity, something to come back to save them. But guess what? Jesus not coming back. They sent us. You see what I'm saying? They sent us. We the ones who coming back. We're here to save ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, armed with the highest level of intelligence, with the supreme mathematics, with the ordainment from God Almighty, we are here right now. We are here right now to save ourselves. So, with sharpening our sword, with sharpening our minds, we're creating a vibration that's inside of us. Yo, we can hone and strap this instrument, which is our bodies. You are not your body. You are the energy inside your body. Your body is a tool, a vessel, a vehicle. This is a spacesuit. This is a spacesuit. In order for us to operate and manipulate energy on this plane, we need this suit, this spacesuit. So how good have we tuned our suit, our instrument, our spacesuit? How good have we tuned this body, this brain? Because your brain is not your mind. Your mind is outside of... Listen, we've been stuck in our lower selves. We've been stuck in such of a state of arrested development. We don't understand what the fuck up is. We don't know what down is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us still think we need to eat dead animals to get energy. We don't understand that we are energy. We are energy. We literally are the universe experiencing itself. You know what I'm saying? We are the universe experiencing itself. We don't need anything. We literally have everything that we need. If we wanted to start right now, there's nobody who can stop us. There's no thing that can stop us. See, this is why those of us who know, who are in the know, we use our social medias to sharpen each other. We don't use it for vain expressions of self-gratification. No, we use this to sharpen ourselves. This is why you're here. You're here because you feel this energy. You're here because you feel this energy. This energy is a call. It's a beacon. We're the light. Like, we are the light. You're the only one in your family like the way you are. You're the only one in your circle of friends who are the way you are. If not, then this means you've been blessed enough to vibrate energies close to you that are so similar to you that you all gel and you're on the same frequency existing right now where you're at. I'm in Philadelphia right now. I'm in one of the worst areas of this city, of this state, maybe even in this country that you can be in. And I'm by myself because I'm the highest vibration of my family, of my circle of friends, of anybody that I know in this state, in this city right now, outside of a handful of others. A handful of others. But what's important is that we make sure we don't get beside ourselves. It wasn't too long ago you was asleep too. It wasn't too long ago I was asleep as well. It wasn't that long ago. I'm not that far removed from the bullshit that I can't tell that is what honed and stropped me. I've been honed and stropped through state road, through jail, through the jail system. Yes, your brother has been to jail. I've been to jail quite a few times, more times than I would care to really go through because it was some bullshit, but I was there. I used to sell drugs. I used to sell guns. I used to shoot at people. I didn't value myself enough to not disrespect my reflections. And I didn't understand what it was, but what called me to understand this is a higher power greater than me. I didn't even know what I was going through when I was going through it to understand how to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do. We share this information to help those who are at where we used to be at. Hopefully. And the only way that they can get to where we're at is if we shine this light. If we be that beacon of hope. If we be the ancestors. We are our ancestors. Now when we embrace our OG status, this is when we get to where we need to be at in order to lead those who need the help. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna invite my brother Coy in, and we're about to have a build. We're gonna try to keep it. You know, we're gonna leave the tracks. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave the tracks to bring the background. Let me turn this beat down because I'm gonna be screaming. I was in here like in the lab all day cooking up some shit.
Yo, peace and love. Peace and love.
Oh, what up? Peace and love. Gaggy greetings, man. How you?
Good. How you doing?
Oh man, God is good, man. God is good. I'm chilling.
Man, I love the energy, man. I appreciate the energy, man. I came in, you were lit, getting it, and man, you know how to fire up a crowd, man. You know how to get the party started. And I'm ready to get into the math, into the science, and really start breaking this stuff down.
Absolutely. And real quick, I think we should both give a small introduction. I've already done a little bit, so I extend the floor to you to go ahead and lay a base coat of core real quick, so people could come in and adhere to that very easily. So if you don't mind, give us a few words of inspiration.
Well, for me personally, it's been a rough journey. You know what I mean? Not rough as in not the hardest thing that I've done in my life, because obviously I've done things harder and been through things harder that were worse physically, emotionally. But when it comes to actually healing a lot of these programs that this environment does, stimuli, and it's real, man. It's real. It's tough, and we have to realize that we're all going through something, and from our perspective, it's the worst thing that we're going through. You know what I mean? So we need to understand that, and that's something that I've been learning how to deal with and go through. And I just wanted to say that before we actually get into this, because it takes a lot of healing, from you, like you said, right? Diet, music, food, people, you know what I mean? And like you said, that you've been through all those different situations and you're still awakened, you know what I mean? It just shows, it just goes to show that we've all been there in life and we're all still growing, and it doesn't matter what situation we get through, you know what I mean? is we're gonna wake up the next day and keep rocking. You know what I mean? And whatever environment that we go to is we're gonna make a nirvana reality out of it, and that's just a fact. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
yeah, man, that's my little soliloquy. Well, man, I'm ready. Like my mind, and like I tell people, right? Like right now, I'm tuned in like a little amp, right? You can turn the volume up on an amp, right? I'm tuned in to the knowledge side of the, like to the information side. Like usually I rock in the middle, but sometimes when I paint, I switch it all the way over, like over to the left. But now I'm all the way tuned in, so man, I'm ready to get into this science, man. I'm ready to get into this stuff. I'm excited. Like
Yeah.
I'm salivating, man. I'm drooling right now to get at this math right now.
Absolutely. And I can feel it. I can feel it because like, and I know you can agree with me on this next little segue. But first, I want to shout out the squad. I want to shout out the nines, everybody in the room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Gaggle greetings. My brother Mente in here. You know what I'm saying? We got Dev in here. Yo, shout out to the nines. Peace and love to everybody. And good, what you about to say?
And peace and love to everybody that'll be watching this after, you know what I mean? And they'll be watching after the real time space of this information, of this exchange. And shout out to all the nines that'll be watching this after, so
Absolutely. And to help to lay a base coat for me, it's very amazing that, I used to be so far from where I'm at now, and yet I'm still so far from where I want to be. This projection that I have for myself, it's what motivates me. It's what keeps me moving. So to have a reference, my reference is great ancestors like Imhotep, like Emperor Shabaka, you know what I'm saying? Like Catfish or Norma, Minis. To have these references and to know that that is the same energy that's inside me motivates me, and it keeps me, moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like Gabrielle Yibo, like I'm privileged to have, the Old Fabit Institute, Gabrielle Yibo, John Glover, like they call me every day. This is a 3-time Nobel Prize winner and one of our esteemed elders, to have that reference, it's what motivates me. And, like I look at the relationship that you have with your queen, and it's very inspiring, man, especially because, I know you. Like, I know you. I haven't really talked to her much, but I know you. And I know that when you're around people, the energy rubs off. So even like how we connect with each other, the energy that we share rubs off, even in the pod, you know what I'm saying, with the nines. And shout out to the nines again, everybody that's in the room that's part of our pod. We be building separately outside of going live, and we kind of keep each other charged and moving into the same direction.
Facts.
And it's different levels to it. So as well as the mathematics, how we're gonna lay out black and white, the mathematics, the simple numbers, the bolts and the screws of things, this also has a metaphysical application to where you can apply this to your life.
Facts.
Not just for right now, but the span of your life expectancy. Not even the span of your personal life expectancy, but your family, your first immediate family, and then your extended family, your friends that you keep in your circle, the people you keep in your life, the energy that you keep around you to bounce energy back and forth off of you. You only receive what you put out. So when you're putting out some bullshit, expect that to come back to you. The same thing with the people in your life, whether it be you going to court, whether it be you going to jail, whether it be people shooting at you. Yo, I had people really try to kill me.
Damn. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, bro, like people really be upset too when you speaking this truth. Like they really be upset, and I can definitely see how. Man, I've had somebody threaten to literally beat me up. You know what I mean? So not kill me on that level, but like, yeah, man, like it's crazy, bro. Like when you start speaking truth and righteousness, like it's like the negative energy just radiates out of them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, but we got to understand that it's a lower frequency. And when we understand that the higher frequencies, the nines, rule all the other frequencies, then we can understand the vibration that we have to rise to.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had somebody who used to be an acquaintance of mine, used to be a friend of mine, come to my house with 2 guns to kill me.
Mm.
To
Yeah.
kill me. Because he understood that that was the level of vibration that I was on.
Mm-hmm.
Time he dealt with me, which was a very short amount of time. And I literally woke up one day and changed everything. Like, yo, no matter where you at in your life, you
Mm-hmm.
could wake up tomorrow and change. You can literally wake up tomorrow
Yep.
and change everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
this is what I did. And me doing that, I realized that everything that you put out comes back to you. And now all the shit that I've been putting out it's confronting me. It was confronting me in real time. So realizing that it was confronting me in real time, now I had to project some positivity. I had to project what I wanted to come back to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because this energy, oh my God, like we're gonna lay down the black and white. We're gonna lay down the black and white. But after we get done the black and white, we're gonna address this to, the individual. We're gonna bring this to the individual. So like, we didn't speak about exactly what we're talking about before we even had this live stream. Like, understand that this is not scripted. This is not, like we didn't go over this, but we're definitely about to go into this. You know what I'm saying? Because just like I said, we are our ancestors and we are the leaders of the new school. This is happening right now. So anybody that's tuned in right now to where we're about to go, get your pen and your pad, take some notes, because I know for myself and for my brother Core, this is something that we've been jostling around and throwing back and forth to each other for at least a year, maybe 2 years now. So, if you're not adept and, into this information, this is going to be a new ride for you. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Core. You take us where you want us to go. And I'm right here with you.
Man, like I definitely want to start at the very beginning. And that's with chemistry, you know what I mean? The knowledge that our ancestors held so dearly, and they literally used it to build everything that they had and that we see today, that all of us, want to hold our hat to, but not really want to actually take serious and begin to actually start studying the actual stuff that matter to them. And we just have a lot of, like individuals out here that don't understand, you know what I mean, the importance of that type of science, and don't understand that without it, they would be literally like they wouldn't have anything. You know what I mean? They even build a house without the knowledge of chemistry. You know what I mean? But they want to live in a house right now. You know what I mean? Because it's already built for them. And we're trying to break free from the system. And you and I already know what this place is. And we're trying to bring people into that understanding, so we can actually figure out, okay, how can we take advantage of the system as it is, so we can get ourselves and our family set up in a better position. But without the knowledge of chemistry, we wouldn't even know where to begin. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how they got us focused on some other stuff while they study chemistry. You know what I mean? And we wonder why they have control, and and we're complaining about control when we don't want to study the sciences that will give us control, because we actually have the keys and the inner workings and the actual melanin to actually understand it in its fullest capabilities. And it's crazy because we talk about our parents not giving us wealth, our parents not setting us up, us being in an environment that basically puts us steps behind the average person, which is true. But we're ignoring our ancestors' advantage, you know what I mean, that they left us here today that can actually make us trillionaires, and we're ignoring it. You know what I mean? We're ignoring it. And it's not the resources, it's not the land. Like, that stuff's an illusion. You know what I mean? We know that. But the real stuff is the knowledge, it's the science of this place. And like you said, like, this is what it's all about. It's about recreating it. It's not about waiting for reparations. It's not about waiting to get your artifacts back. Like, it's ancient stuff. It's time to recreate it and rebuild it and evolve it to the next level. You know what I mean? And we can't even begin without starting here and starting at the basics of chemistry and void, hydrogen, and helium, which are basically the most important element which you can probably go in about that. And I just want to give honor and thanks to Dr. Gabriel Ebo and things like that for getting this information to light, so we can be able to actually understand chemistry at its highest level and begin to actually come back to our ancestralhood and that godship and be able to recreate what we started and finish what we started.
Absolutely. And we got to do a Gaga book reading. I want to go live and do a Gaga book reading, the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem.
Yes.
And I don't want to do it right now because we going somewhere else, and it's really not somewhere else. This encompasses everything, but we're going to dedicate, a live to just going in on that, and I'm gonna highlight a chapter in it, maybe a couple pages, and it has excellent footnotes, so it'll keep us up to speed. And I want to say, share this video. If you tune into us right now, share this video, because we definitely about to go in, and there's going to be some information that can help to get a overstanding of exactly what your place is right now in this space and time that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about chemistry, right? Chemistry. We need to understand that the same people who gave us chemistry are the same people who had civilizations that stood for thousands of years. Thousands of years. America only been here, what, a couple 100 years, 200 years, 300 years? And we're talking about America as we know it. We're not talking with the original 13 colonies, the United Snakes, the Don't Tread on Me. I'm talking about right now as we know it. So understand that we have history that dates back thousands of years being perfect, and they had these same concepts at the base of their civilization, like chemistry. Chemistry is a compound word. Chem means black, like Kemet. Kemet is the word that we know today as Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word that the Greeks put on that land. The people who lived in that land actually called that land Kemet. Kemet. Chem meaning black. So when we say mystery, chemistry, chem means black, mystery means magic. And what made this chem a mystery, what made this black magic, is the way that they would transmute atoms, transmute base minerals into gold. How we make, like, understand that they gave us something called soul food. They gave us the scraps that they didn't want, and we took those scraps, those base minerals, and turned them into soul food. We took a project lifestyle. We took suffering and pain and turned it into the most commercialized, glamorized genre of music ever. Into a multi-billion-dollar industry, because this chemistry, this black magic, lives within our DNA. Who we are. And we could go in on that more, but to stay with that topic, chemistry, chem meaning black, mystery meaning magic, compound word. Chemistry brings us the periodic table of elements. And I know you wanted to go into the periodic table of elements because you hinted to hydrogen and helium. But to keep at the very first element is hydrogen. Hydrogen is the major component of water. So all of our cells exist in water. This is cytoplasm. The liquid that your cells live in is cytoplasm. This cytoplasm is comprised of hydrogen. Therefore, anything based in hydrogen or dealing with hydrogen as a base came directly from chemistry, which came directly from Kemet.
Facts.
So we're
Right.
talking about cells, right? We could talk about biology. This is the study of cells. This comes straight up out of chemistry. We talk about history. This is the study of the history of organisms, right? Which have cells. This is biology and their relationship to other cells. So this comes straight up out of chemistry. We can talk about any topic you want to talk about. If it deals with cells, biology, this is dealing with hydrogen, this is dealing with chemistry. So this is how our ancient ancestors found a way to have civilizations last for 3,000 fucking years and nobody have an effect on it. For 3,000 years, and they not have to build a prison. For 3,000 years, and they not have to have a execution chamber. We can't even imagine life right now without an execution chamber. Look how many people go to jury duty. Look how many people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, go towards this as being a means to an end. Execution. They had no execution chamber. They had no fucking prison filled with thousands of people. They didn't have these things because they understood chemistry and they understood them using basic symbols that could be interpreted by everyday people. You didn't have to be a high priest to understand this. This was understood by the farmer. This was understood by the tailor. This was understood by the baker, the chef. How can we do the same thing nowadays? Like, how can we how can we replicate that means of communication? It's easy. We have the blueprint already. We already have the blueprint. They wrote it in stone on the walls. They wrote it in stone. You know what I'm saying? So how we communicate, how our chemistry interacts.
Facts.
Chemistry, energy, how this energy interacts is an excellent place to start. And I believe that if we all play our parts in first managing our own chemistry, this will reverberate. This will, you know, transmute. This energy can exchange with somebody else, and hopefully it could spark something. Just the same way me and you met, Cole. You know, we were in two different worlds, on two different, you know, planes of existence.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the energy, it found a way, like your energy found me first. Then I connected with you, and then there was something in me that resonated with you.
That's a fact.
And then from that point, we began to find common ground. And this is what we all have to practice. We got to remember that everybody doesn't wake up at the same time.
Yeah.
Every flower doesn't bloom in the same season. You know what I'm saying? So we're keeping all of that in mind and understanding that, you know, there's a real scientific root. Let's be scientists again.
That's the one thing that they want us to be.
No. They encourage us to be rappers.
Athletes.
They encourage us to be athletes.
Purposely built this environment for us to portray athletic and physical abilities through our melanin to express that energy physically. That's why they built this environment. You know what I mean? And it's easy because I'm a prime example. Like, I'm a prime result of that. You know what I mean? And not to bring up anything else, but you know, I was an all-state athlete. I was a collegiate athlete. You know what I mean? And I played is college football, track, all that stuff. And I expressed my melanin physically. And now, after having my awakening, after uh, going through the self healing and really tapping into the environment and really studying these individuals like a Dr. Gabriel Evo, a Dr. Carl Barnes, a Dr. Valentine, the OGs like yourself, and many others, I've tapped into my DNA that has always been there. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I used to do things as a child that was different, and I got in trouble for it. And that's when I stopped using those part of my mind when it comes to being creative and math and things like that. And um, we're seeing it being expressed right now. You know what I mean? The mental capabilities that we have, and this is only the beginning. You know what I mean? This is
Absolutely.
the beginning. Like you can't tell me that those 2.5 million or how many million athletes that we have are all just athletes that were all born to be athletes. Doesn't make no sense. You know what I mean? When
Mm-hmm.
this game wasn't created until when? You know what I mean? So
1940s,
it,
1950s.
exactly. So their gifts are here for something greater than just playing sports, than just entertaining and music and things like that. I mean, they're here to it's for a bigger purpose than that, and we're here to recreate and rise back to the top. From these lower vibrations, and that's the beauty of the journey. And I'm a prime example of it, and you're seeing it as well, and this is what makes us even like have even more faith in it because you are feeling the effects of it. You know what I mean? From where you started at to where you are now is cosmic levels. Like a cosmic level shift. You know what I mean? And man, people dream of being at this level, but it took hard work, is to get here. It's like yes, it's something natural, and I remember my coach telling me, right, hard work beats talent if talent ain't working hard.
There
You know
you
what I mean?
go. There you
And
go.
and we happen to have the talent, and now we're just putting in the work, and now we're seeing the result. And we started out as some regular Joes. I'm just being real, like some regular old smoothly Joes. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and now look at us, and now and this is only the like not even the halfway stage. Like this is only the beginning. You know what I mean? And the more that we build, the more that we tap in, the more that we connect and uh speak and be able to make the neurological pathways, we're gonna just man. People just like man, I'm just so excited for this, man. Like people don't have no idea what's coming. Like they don't have no idea. The
Yeah.
type of science and stuff that we're doing. Like man, like sleep,
Yeah.
sleep, sleep,
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely ready. And just like you stated, like it's gonna be some other things that we're gonna come out with. And I know I'm excited about it. I know you excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, we gotta realize that, especially being black people, yo, the amount of intelligence that we have, just from the things that we're talking about, like our melanin
Mm-hmm.
content, our polymorphism count.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like giving the keys to a Lamborghini to a fucking child. It's like giving a 12-year-old kid the keys to a Lamborghini. How self-destructive we are. This
Mm-hmm.
body is an instrument. The
Mm-hmm.
consciousness controls this instrument. So by raising your level of consciousness, it helps you to control this body, which manipulates energy on this physical plane.
Facts.
So when we're equipped with the supreme mathematics of Gaga, the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem, and exercising it, when we're equipped with chemistry and how to understand it and exercise it,
Mm-hmm.
this makes us such a threat that they don't put this in the schools. They will not put this shit in the school. There's not an HBCU that has a course on the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. The shit that you gonna get with just us two people, I don't know anybody else other than the old Fabit Institute, other than Gabriel Yibo himself, who's putting out this level of information. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure, like, we need to do a series. So,
Mm-hmm.
this Sunday, so let's say Monday we go somewhere else, then Tuesday we go somewhere else, and Wednesday we go somewhere else, then like Thursday we can recap and we can bring
Mm-hmm.
somebody else in, and hopefully they can have some information to give us, what I'm saying, some
Mm-hmm.
feedback to let us know that everybody is adhering to the information, because yo, the shit saved my life, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
real rap, it saved my life. I was going to fuck crazy.
Mm-hmm. Damn. And my bad. I'm just thinking about these atoms right now, man. I'm writing down. Let me show you. You know, like what I'm writing down right now, and it's really this simple. You know what I mean? And I'm getting into it right now, and we wanted to talk about the creation story. You know what I mean? 0, 1, 2, and 3. And we're gonna be talking about the first three numbers and the importance of the first three numbers, and it's just like the first three layers of the sun, the importance of that, because that's where all the magic's taking place. That's where everything that we're experiencing is taking place, and I feel like we can bring, like you said, you know, going step by step, breaking down the periodic table and showing you how from 0 came the hydrogen atom, right? And then from 1 came helium, and showing how the conversion from hydrogen to helium is what nuclear fusion, and how nuclear fusion can be taken in many different forms. You know, you can have a liquid nuclear fusion, you can have a gas-like nuclear fusion, you can even have a solidified, like nuclear fusion, and a plasma-like nuclear fusion, and we don't really realize that. And man, chemistry, man, like that's all life is a series of is chemicals. You know what I mean? And not chemicals as in like we're scientists in a lab mixing up chemicals to make some meth or what, like, you know what I mean, some bullshit. But like chemistry, real elements. And when we look at these stars and these planets, what are they made of? Elements. You know what I mean? If we look at the four most abundant elements in the universe is what? Hydrogen,
Oxygen.
helium, or yeah, like oxygen, helium, and carbon. You know what I mean? And if we look on Earth, right, you have 3 of the 4. So we're literally a direct reflection of what's in the cosmos, and we don't really realize it, that we're just in it, and you know, we're just the same element, just in a different form, a different vibration of that element. And
We are the universe.
Yeah.
It's like the ocean in a drop. Not the drop in the ocean, but the whole ocean in a drop. You see, the thing is, this is why our ancestors, they used to look to nature. The ancient language is called the Medu Nature. From Medu Nature, you get Mother Nature. They used animals. They would do things like put a lion's body with a person's head on it. Why would they do that? It's because animals could not differ from the original factory programming.
Oh yeah.
If you go out into nature and you're in the jungle and a fucking tiger jump out, you can't say, hey, tiger, here's $1 million. Don't fuck me up. The tiger will fuck you up.
That's a fact.
And leave the money, because money is not natural. You know, the old heads say money doesn't grow on trees. That means that it's not natural. See, as human beings, we have the ability to defer from the natural programming, from that factory programming, which was given to us by the universe, aka God Almighty. Animals can't do that. Birds do bird stuff. Trees do tree stuff. Tigers do tiger stuff. It's because they have to adhere to the natural programming. You see, this is why we stay close to nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, I know you stay outside all the time. I go outside all the time. People look at me like I'm crazy where I'm at because I'm outside. Listen, and don't tell nobody. But I go outside butt naked every night. Every night. Yeah. I swear to you. And I don't live in no, like, that
You're
type
straight
of
in the city, bro. You're straight.
I'm in the city, Jack. I get butt naked and go outside every night. Every night. And it's because I know that it's not natural for us to behave the way that we behave, and that we can get lost. We can get disconnected because we have the ability to defer from the organic, from the natural programming. So yeah, I will get butt naked and I will go outside. I wish I could be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that if you don't do that, you're wrong. But I'm just saying, like, it's a way for me to stay grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like wearing pants. I hate wearing pants. You hate wearing pants too. Like, if you watching, you hate wearing pants, especially if you're a man. You come home and the first thing you do is take them fucking pants off and pull your nuts out. That's the first thing you do. And it's scientific. It's science. We can get into that. We can get into that some other time, but it's science. This is why our ancestors looked at nature. They looked at the water. You know what I'm saying? They looked at the trees, how the trees interact with the wind. They looked at the insects. You can look at an ant colony and see teamwork.
Yeah. See unity.
Look at some birds in a tree and see how family works.
Yeah.
You can look at water. Oh my God, water. Listen, water is everywhere. Yo, water is everywhere. What you think ain't water is water. Yo, water is so deep. Listen, I'm not going to get sidetracked. Core, take me where you want us to go, and then I'll build with you, because you'll get me started. Because you already know I got a whole water program about to come. I'm about to hit us with. Like, this shit going to be heavy. We about to really be the water boys. Yeah.
My mama said, no, man, you said it beautifully. And water is everywhere, and we got to understand what water is. And when we're talking about space, it's time to get this vacuum out of your mind. You know what I mean? Because that's not what it is. It's a fluid. It's water. You know what I mean? And once we start getting that understanding of that, okay, space is a fluid, then we start to understand, oh shoot, what this planet really is, what we really are on this place, and then we can understand our proper perspective and our place here, and understand that we're just a cell within a body, just living. You know what I mean? And man, like, let's just get into the math. Let's just get into the math. So I want to start with these three numbers right here. I think these three numbers are powerful, just in by themselves, right?
And that's a common mistake that people make. They don't count zero as a number. That's a very, very common mistake that people make by not counting zero as a number. Zero is a representation, really, of all numbers.
Facts.
So it's very important that we don't forget about that zero.
Oh, yeah. And when we're talking about numbers, right, we know that these are the only numbers that really exist. Right? These are the only numbers that exist. 0 through 9, which makes 10, by the way. But 9 is a number of completion, right? 9 is the completion of a cycle. And we can prove this just by looking at our goddesses, just by looking by, like our women, right? How long does it take a child to be born?
9 months.
9 months, right? That's in it, that the pregnancy, right, is a journey, right? And then once the 9 months are up, that journey is completed, and now a new journey begins, right? So pregnancy starts, conception, second trimester, then finally completes, and then another one begins, the child's life. And we start to see the symbolism, take place, right? Once one cycle ends, another cycle begins, and it keeps going and going and going until you have a collection of cells, and then organisms, and then like how we go from there. But understanding that 9 is the highest number, that no number is higher than 9, right? And even when we're looking at a circle, right here, right? And this is basic. It's peace and love. God is peace and love. It's good to see you and alive. So we have a circle right here, right? And we know how many degrees.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Yeah.
I didn't know. what to get into.
Hold on. Listen. Shout out to everybody in the room, but I wasn't ready. Listen, you're about to go a little too far. Just let me interrupt you before you start that real quick,
Okay.
because the numbers, oh my God, the numbers, and this is why my aunt is the first angel ever illustrated,
Mm,
and she's a black woman because she's the nine. She's the femi-nine. Feminine is femi-nine.
mm,
Real quick. So the numbers
mm-hmm,
are represented by these geographical figures, right? This is geometry.
mm-hmm,
Zero, right? And angels, right, are angles.
mm,
Angels are angles. So zero has zero angles. One has one angle, right?
mm-hmm,
Two has two angles.
mm,
Three has three angles. Four has four angles. Five has five angles. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 has six angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 has seven angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 is going to have eight angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. 8. Gonna have eight angles. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold up. Where is it? Right here. 8, 9. The angels are angles.
oh yeah. And you know what's crazy, right? All of those angles you did are straight lines. And what is a straight line in mathematics? How many degrees is a straight line,
180.
right? And what is 180 added up to? Or simplified, my bad.
9.
Exactly. So even these numbers are made up of, like you said, nines or angles or angels. You know what I mean?
Balance.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm not gonna take it too deep. I just want to prove the importance of the nine with the circle, right? How many degrees are in the circle?
360.
360 degrees, right? When we simplify that, nine, right? Nine comes down, right? So this just proves that nine is the highest number. Nine is the most complete number, right? And when we get into this type of information, we got to understand that like remember what we're talking about, right? To understand the universe, 3, 6, and 9, right? And this is reflected through other science as well that ancestors practice when it comes to the Trinity and what that really is, and all this different type of stuff, right? So 0, 1, and 2 are really one of the keys numbers because it begins the entire cycle, right? So I don't know if you want to start it from a chemistry perspective or if you want to bring in a source of reference that we can use to kind of ease our way along this river.
Let's stay with the chemistry. Let's stay
Okay,
with the chemistry.
let's get it, right? So as we know, 0 is the void, right? The womb, right? The absolute, right? So from 0, right, came,
There we go.
right? From zero came one, which one on the periodic table is
Hydrogen.
hydrogen atom, right?
Mhm.
So from zero came one, right? Which has one proton, one neutron, and one electron, right?
Mhm.
And that's the number one element that our universe is most abundant in, and that is hydrogen, right? There's hydrogen clouds, all different forms, gas, liquid, solid, asteroids, all these different types of hydrogen clouds, are all in the cosmos. Like that's what it's filled with, is hydrogen. You know what I mean? And hydrogen gas and hydrogen plasma, and that is also the first element, right? The original element, the organic element. You know, and when we're talking about the sun and the life giver and creation of life, right? We can just stop right here for a second, right? Just zero and one, right? Just stop right here for a second, right? Just the hydrogen is coming into existence,
Right.
right? These are the binary codes,
Mhm.
right? 10 is known as what?
One.
One, or creation, right?
Mhm.
Is look at your hands right now. Is everybody in the live like just pull out your hands? We have we have 5 fingers on each hand, right? And we have 2 hands, so that's 5 times 2. You get 10, which is creation. So that means here on a physical plane with these 2 hands, we can create any type of reality that we want with our hands.
Oh, let me give you a little bit more. Look. So on your hand, you have these little segments.
Mm-hmm.
These segments are called phalanges.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 14 phalanges on each hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's 28.
Yeah.
That's 2 plus 8,
Is
10.
creation, right? And just to give you another reference,
Yeah, there you
right?
go.
Right? And we see the symbol everywhere, right? We see it, you wearing it, like it's on your chest. We see it on the walls. You see some people have tattoos. We see some people take the symbol and warp it to create what their image is, right? And we see the power that they're generating it with, right? So imagine if we actually knew the intention and the reasoning and science behind this symbol. Imagine the energy that we would produce with it, you know?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
just this in itself is creating the physical reality right here. Because without hydrogen, none of this would be ever into existence. You know what I
Right.
mean?
For
So
sure.
let's simplify one more, because like we know that Oibo is way smarter than Einstein, but people that live in this modern world, like they go by the modern science, so they're into Einstein. So let's use one of his own quotes to prove us right, right?
Yeah.
Einstein said, and I don't want to misquote the man, so let me go ahead and pull it up, you know, for these individuals, right? Einstein quotes. Let's get it right. Can you see? If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough,
Fucking right. Oh my
right?
goodness. That's a
And
good
it's
one.
Einstein, right? It's Einstein, right? The one that does modern science is saying that now all his theories are coming true, right? When they bashed this man when he was saying all of it at first, right? Now he's saying, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So all these scientists, all these individuals, right? They can't simplify it to the way that we're breaking it down right now. They just don't understand it, you know? So let's simplify it even more, right? We got our little human, right? And we got another human. How many appendages do we have?
Appendages? You mean the head, arms, feet? Yeah. 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 That's
Oh,
10.
so when a mommy and a daddy get together, they create what? When a five and a five get together, they create what?
10. Oh, 1. Yeah.
Life, right? And it takes 9 months for
Mm-hmm.
this child to be born, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just proved right here, right? That just with this alone, this is the creation. This is the Big Bang, right? And then from that, I guess, like Big Bang, right? And not the Big Bang that they describe, right? but we understand what that means, right? The spark, I guess.
Oh
And
yeah.
it sparked everything else and reflected everywhere else. So just the one, 0 and 1 is the most important thing right now because that's the binary code to this organic reality, this universe that we're living in, which we know is an illusion in and of itself. You know,
Hmm.
so we got to understand that as well. And they even use this in video games, in the Matrix, in TV shows, in any type of technology. These are the binary codes for it, right? And that's something that we have to go uh, uh, else. And if you want to add on, you can before we get into helium.
Well, it's really quite a paradigm shift when we look at what's been in front of us this whole damn time. Like, it's true what they say, there's nothing new under the sun. And it's like when you walk into a room and all of the lights are out,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see the couch, you don't see the table, you don't see the nightstand because all of the lights are out.
Yeah.
But suddenly somebody flicks a switch, and now you can suddenly see the couch, you can see the chair, you can see the nightstand. That shit didn't just show up, it was there the whole fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we gotta be the light, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be the ones who's in the dark. We want to be the light,
Right.
to help people to see, because you never really see anything until light hits it.
Yeah.
Never see it. And this is crazy when you think about, yourself being the light. And until you deal with the topic, no one else can see it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know when I changed my diet and I began to be more conscious about what type of energy I exchange with. Nobody that I was around even thought about the concepts that I was talking about until I talk about it.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
So this is why it's important for us to share the information that we know, because nobody sees anything until light hits it. So if you
Right.
look at yourself as the light, you have to address these things
Mm-hmm.
so that others can see it.
Facts.
You are blazing it. We are our ancestors. We are. You know what I'm saying? We're still doing the work of Imhotep. We're still
Mm-hmm.
doing the work of Emperor Shabaka, of Karakamun, of Tut Akhenaten. We're still doing that work. And the same things that they use to build the Great Pyramids is still here. There's nothing that left the planet. Like, they didn't just take the toolbox and put the shit on the moon. No, the same tools, the same elements are here. We
And
now know that the same elements that comprise the whole universe are the same elements that comprise our bodies. Our physical
facts.
realities are made of the same exact things.
Facts.
We
And you
have to
know,
understand how to wield them.
yes, and you know something else, right? They were so advanced that they put the formulas, right? The math, the actual like they didn't write it down on a piece of paper. They put it into your experience. That's how
Absolutely.
advanced they were. You know,
Absolutely.
they put it into your experience, and once you start experiencing things that your ancestors did, or you start relearning, and you start going back to your homeland, you start going to museums, you start reading books on your ancestors, you start actually dressing like them, eating like them. You know what I mean? And like you broke down before, how most of the ancient Comedics were vegetarians. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be breaking down again like your pyramid that you created about a diet and your dietary pyramid, and we'll be breaking down how this vortex mathematic actually applies to that as well. And we're gonna be breaking that down to its highest level. And just from doing all of this, this is how we activate the formulas and the wisdom that they stored in there thousands of years ago and passed it on through, inherited epigenetics. And um, it's beautiful. And I just want to talk about real quick, right now, right? Helium, right? Helium, right? The helium atom is an atom of a chemical element helium. The helium is a composed of two electrons bound by an electromagnetic force, right? That force being a magnetic field, right? Which a magnetic